ang bida ka pag nanalo ka ng bagong bahay sa pinalevel up na TFC Win From Home Season 2. Just watch, answer, and win. Manalo monthly or win the pinalevel up na grand prize, a brand new house and lot. Just watch TFC shows and movies every day. Choose TFC sa online form and answer the question of the day. Join us at TFC Win From Home Season 2.
World Remit helped me give you the best start in life, even if I couldn't be there to see it. I know it wasn't easy comparing yourself to your friends, but the money I sent home meant that you could be right there alongside them today. I'm so proud to be your mother, almost as proud as you must be, now that you're starting an incredible new chapter.
Hi, it's me, Gia Rogers, ambassador of Mitsify, and today I'm going to show you the forms and functions of our 2021 collection bags. Come check it out.
I love how versatile it is. As someone who goes to university, I think it's great. I really like how it can turn into a backpack, and it's very big on the inside.
My favorite part might be these holders down here for wallet, credit card. That's really helpful.
The collection also comes with two interchangeable straps, the classic strap and the indigenous.
I love the options for the pockets. I can put my phone in here, and then I have spots for my pens. This water bottle holder is really cool.
And as you can see, you can also change the shape of the bag.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Action Honda, where car ownership is made easy. Located at 4334 Kingston Road, Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Come to Action Honda. Whether bibili ka o hindi, it's always a pleasure to talk sa kababayan. Mabuhay!
Great car deals in action. Your Filipino friends ready at your service. Test drive at Action Honda today.
I love Filipino music, Pinoy Radio.
4 radio stations in one great app. MCBN Media Group app is a must-have app for all global Pinoys who love music. Free to download. Pinoy Radio, today's best Filipino music, plays the latest pop music with a mix of good old throwback OPM hits. Crosswave, the right hit music mix. America's Top 40 CHR Internet Radio slides back from the 90s and 2000s playlist, and today, Jeepney Pinoy Radio. Tara, sakay na! Let's rock and roll! The alternative way to listen mainstream and Pinoy indie music, OPM rock, and rap. Handpicked into one great playlist with live and acoustic versions, plus featured Tunog Kalye faves. MCBN Radio, 24/7 of the most listened American and British throwback hits from the 70s and 80s, with live broadcast feature and serving as the voice of the community. MCBN TV, live TV programs and mainstream blogs from great entertainment personalities and social media influencers. Download now. Tara nang manood sa programang Konting Kaalaman, Malaking Katulungan with attorney Maria Eleanor Rodriguez. Programang kapupulutan ng aral at mga importanteng impormasyon tuwing linggo ng gabi, 7 p.m. Eastern Time sa MCBN TV at PinoyRadio.com.
Good day to everyone. Welcome back here in Konting Kaalaman, Malaking Katulungan. I am attorney Maria Eleanor Rodriguez, and for today we have two special guests. They're amazing women who are personalities here in Hollywood, so it's going to be very interesting. Now, before I proceed, I just would like to say Happy Labor Day to everyone in Canada and the United States. So I'm currently in Los Angeles, which is why I was able to convince these two amazing women to be a guest in my show. So for my first guest, she is, I'm sure you've seen her on in the show The Sopranos. She was Rosalie Aprile. Now, her name is SHARON ANGELA. She is an amazing actress, director, writer. She has appeared in several films such as Cabaret Maxine, The Hungry Ghosts, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, On the Run, and Two Family House. Her television credits include guest appearances on Law and Order and Law and Order, Criminal Intent. During the 6th season of The Sopranos, SHARON ANGELA was elevated from guest star to series regular for her character Rosalie Aprile, the widow of Jackie Aprile, and is also a close friend of Carmela Soprano. She has also co-written the film The Collection and is a co-director of Made in Brooklyn, 2007. She also voiced Angie Pigorino in 2008 video game Grand Theft Auto 4. So let's bring in my teacher in method acting class, and acting for TV and film at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, Miss SHARON ANGELA.
Here I am.
Hi, SHARON.
Hi. You look gorgeous, baby.
You too.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, thank you for agreeing to be a guest. I'm so excited. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like me, they've been dreaming of becoming an actor, right? And a lot of them have the dream, they have the passion, but they do not have the knowledge of how to go about it. Some of them lack the confidence. So I always think that the reason why I asked you to be a guest is for you to show them or let them know how your journey went. Because at some point in your life, you were like them. You were like us, dreaming about this, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I really didn't decide to be an actor till I was 21 years old. You know, we're all on a life journey. So whatever your dream is, nobody knows how to, you have the dream and then you just got to take the steps to make it happen. And the thing you have to do is just keep believing in it and just don't let anything knock you down. You know what I mean? Because I grew up poor. We were very poor. We grew up in the projects, and even that, like you build yourself up to want to be like just not falling into drugs or drinking and anything like that. So you get yourself over that mountain, and then I just went to school, and then through a program called Job Corps, I got to go to college because we were kind of like delinquent children. Anyway, and they sent me to Missouri, and in Missouri, I studied fine arts was my major when I went to college, and photography so I was into like fine arts and photography in school. And then I came back to the East Coast, and we were in a car, like my friends hanging out, doing what we were not supposed to be doing, but we were doing it. And my friend said, "Sharon, you're funny. You should be an actress." So that's kind of how I kind of said, why not? You know what I mean? Because nobody in my family, nobody ever was into acting, or, we never really even thought about that. So someone just suggested it. And then I went in the phone book when they used to have phone books, looked up a school. And then I started studying, and I really fell in love with it. And I realized this is my passion. This is my life path.
Yeah.
So from there, it's just kind of like you got to kind of trust the steps you need to take, But I knew I had to study. And through that school, I made friends. And then through those friends is where I found my real teacher, who was the one who studied with Lee Strasberg. And that's how I started to get into acting as an art form. And that's when I started getting very serious about, acting and making it a career, actually. Do you see what I'm saying? So really it was kind of just fate that led me into acting, but I was always into the arts. And I always loved movies. I always loved watching TV, stuff like that. So that's where it was. But because I was from like a poor neighborhood, you didn't even entertain the idea. Do you know what I mean? So if like somebody's from that kind of situation or something, if you believe in it, you can make it happen. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, I believe that myself. Yeah, I do believe that. Now, so just let's go back to what was your very first acting gig?
God. Now you're making me try to remember. Well, actually, okay, my first, what happened was I studied with Elaine, and Elaine Aiken was my teacher.
Okay.
And I studied with her method acting. She was an incredible teacher. So about 4 years. And from that, then I started doing like little theater with a theater company. You know what I mean? So we did a lot of downtown theater companies, Sam Shepard, you know, kind of like hip plays, rock and roll plays that we wrote and stuff. So I started like professionally, not really professionally, but working on a stage with a theater company. And then through that theater company, I got not through the theater company, but through auditioning, my first professional gig was a play, 2018's Wedding. And that was an interactive kind of like improvisational play.
Oh, wow.
It was a real Italian wedding, and the audience was the guests. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That was my first like professional equity play. And then through that, I got a movie. Susan Sarandon was the director. She was great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, called not Sarandon. Oh my God.
I was also thinking Susan Sarandon.
I can't think of her name. Not Susan Sarandon. Anyway, I can't think of it. I got to look it up. She was. That was my first like SAG gig, I think, or Law and Order got me my SAG card. But from the play is how I started getting professional work. Susan Seidelman. She was an amazing director. And through that, so my first gig was a play, and then I started doing TV and film from there. Uh-oh, did I lose you? Uh-oh, I think I lost her. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but if you believe in a dream, then believe in your dream. And it'll happen. It'll definitely happen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost you, baby.
Yeah. Okay. I guess it's my signal. I still have my camera.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Well,
am I rambling like an old lady? I don't know if I'm making any sense. Uh-oh. But I don't know if I'm on. Am I on? Hello, everyone. The Sopranos. How did The Sopranos come? Oh, I did a movie. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but in case, I did a movie called On the Run. And in that movie, two of the actors were friends of mine. And the casting director, can you hear me, honey?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you. But anyway, that's how I started getting into The Sopranos, was from a movie called On the Run. And that was with a dear friend. And Bruno de Almadea was the director. And the casting director was Sheila Jaffe. And Sheila Jaffe and Georgina Walken was the casting director for The Sopranos.
Okay.
And that's how I kind of got in to get casted for that particular series.
Did you have to? So you had an agent?
What?
You had an agent?
I don't even know at the time. Maybe I was never really good with agents. I think no, not in that situation. I didn't have an agent in that situation. What it was my work always got me work. Do you see what I mean? Okay. I always made the work a priority. I always made, because I'm a method actor, that the work was sacred, and I had to respect it, and I had a certain level of what was expected of me to make sure the work was truthful. Do you understand?
Yes.
So from that movie, the casting director knew I was a good actor. Do you know what I mean? I was a very serious actor. And so she allowed me to audition for Georgianne, and Georgianne was the casting director for The Sopranos. And then, so there wasn't any agent involved. It was just casting director right to, right to that. So then I got that, and I got a callback, and the callback was in front of everybody. Man, it was kind of wild.
Wow.
And then from that, I got the part. But the part, when I first got casted, it was the first episode, in the first series somewhere. It was just one line. Just one line. And my husband was dying in the hospital. And if there's a woman in The Sopranos and the husband dies, usually the woman's gone. But anyway, I made a choice. See, this is what our work is about. I made a choice. The scene was my husband's friend is talking about, because my husband's dying of cancer. And the friend is going on and on about how terrible everybody who's dying of cancer is. Like the worst thing you could possibly say to anybody in a hospital dying of cancer. So I made a choice. I asked the actor first, but I made a choice. If I walk by, can I slap him in the back of the head? Because my character would, because he's saying this shit to my husband. So my blocking was that I had to take flowers from where he was to the other side. And it wasn't written, so I took a risk, But I made sure I asked the director, I made sure I asked the actor if it's okay. And because of that risk, I think David Chase, the creator, saw that I had something. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then wrote me in. So like I was on the series from the first season to the last season. Somehow my character, kept getting written, and then they made me a friend of Carmela, and then they saw like my work, and so it was a real blessing to be on that show.
Yeah.
Because it was incredible,
That's what you're teaching us, right? Because I told the audience that you are my teacher in method acting and acting for TV and film. And by the way, we all love you, Sharon.
Thank
You're
you.
an amazing teacher.
I got my cup. It's mutual. I got my cup. Thank you. Thank you, baby.
Yes. Because you don't just teach us how to act or what to do. You teach us life lessons as well, right? And this is the one thing that I learned from you. You got to make your choice. And once you make that choice, you have to stick to that choice from start to finish.
Yeah.
Right? And what you're saying is that's what you did. You made a choice. Right? And there you go.
Yeah. And it sounds like it all came easy, but it wasn't easy.
No.
There was a lot of rejection, a lot of like, I had to do jobs. I was a house cleaner. I was a messenger. You fucking name it. Oops, sorry. You name it. I did it, to make money, but I never gave up on my art.
Yeah,
I never gave up on my dream. So I love what you're doing with this show, that you're, encouraging people to believe in the dream, to like stay strong during the hard times.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get discouraged. Don't listen to people who try to knock you down or tell you you're not good enough or anything like that. You can't listen to that. You have to stay, focused on what you want, but take it seriously, because now a lot of things with the YouTube and the idea of fame or the idea of acting is kind of like everybody thinks it's just so easy.
Yeah,
exactly. But do you want your work to be respected? Do you want whatever you do to be respected? Do you want it to have substance? Do you know what I mean? And do you want longevity? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's the fine line. Like anybody could be famous now. If you go on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, you could be famous. But what does that mean? Do you know? What does that mean?
And what do you want to be really, right? To be taken seriously or just be famous? Those are two different things, right?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of method acting, since you're my teacher in method acting,
Yes.
And can you just, because a lot of people doesn't know what is method acting, right?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. Method acting is a technique to produce a truth. To produce a truth in the work. Method acting is elevating acting into an art form. Do you see? So what happens is you really, it's not about crying, it's not about bleeding, it's about understanding why you're saying what you're saying and producing a human. Basically with or whatever you're working on, it's coming from extensive research, and the extensive research is based in truth, creativity, imagination, taking risks, like I told you, but really having a technique in the sense of you're not just hoping something's going to happen. You did hard work, you studied your script, you understand who your character is, why your character's saying what they're saying, what are the circumstances of the character, and then you're serving the truth of that. Do you see? So method acting is a technique in the sense of how to find that truth, and how to through exercises, through making choices like we talked about, what do you call it, rehearsals, but basically to me it became a life, like a new way of living life and observing life. It's really kind of understanding the human condition, having compassion, understanding compassion.
Yes.
And really not ever judging a character, just trying to figure out, why does someone say what they say, and how does someone feel behind what they feel? So really, it's for me, the definition has always been to find a truth. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Yes. How long have you been teaching method acting?
Teaching it, I've been, teaching method acting, I think, about maybe 15, 18 years. And I started studying with Elaine in my 20s. So that I've been a method actor for like 40, Yeah, at least 40 years. Been studying the craft and, technique. You can't call it craft, technique. And I'm still amazed by it. I'm still learning. I learn from you guys. I learn from my students. You know what I mean? And I never think that I know it all, because I don't. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, that's the thing about you. That's why when I was talking to one of my classmates, I said, she's in the Sopranos? I did not know, right? And then she's like, yeah, she is so down to earth. Because, you'd think that someone like you, with your credentials, would be a snob, certain attitude. But you just don't have any air around you. You're just so down to earth. You're just so easy to talk to. And that's why I was amazed. And then I started looking for your scenes and watching them. Oh my God, you're such a good actress.
Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, well, that's because of my teacher, and that's because of, thank you for saying that. That was very kind of you, what you just said. And I don't take that for granted. But that's all from my teachings. That's everything that I did. Number one, the writing on The Sopranos. You really didn't have to work that hard, because the writing on The Sopranos was like just superb. It's your dream. That's a dream job. If you're a real, kind of artist in actor, as opposed to, artist as opposed to actor, when you get a gig like The Sopranos, like any great show that's out there or great movie, or, you just know by the writing, where you can go with the work. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
And it was a true blessing, because everyone in the cast was extremely talented, and the writing, with all the writers were extremely talented, and it turned into be like a family situation, with the crew and everyone, we worked together for many, many, many years. But I think, I never, you can never forget to be humble. You can't forget to be grateful, And I think somebody who, I don't know if that's a personality trait, if somebody's going to be a diva or, above it all, there's always karma attached to that shit. So, you're going to get it. If you're going to act that way, you're going to get it, But I'm not the type to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's really, that's why, I was really amazed. And honestly, I am learning so much from you. My issues with my acting, I'm learning it now, and I really appreciate it. And the next time I go back to school, probably in winter, I'd want you to be my teacher again. So,
don't even worry about that, honey. Like I said, you're on a journey, you're on your path.
Yes,
so it's like the work never goes anywhere. Acting, like with me, I had a job when I was 21. I'm having a job when I'm 60. There's tons and tons and tons of work for us to do.
I know.
Never think this is that or that is the other thing. And I love teaching you because you're so, number one, the way you embrace life. Number two, your personality. You're extremely talented, sweetheart. And you allow your emotions to be free. Do you know what I'm saying? Like whenever we were talking in class, me and you with the hands, so we learned this, we learned like certain characters do this and certain ones don't, but you need to just embrace how talented you are and embrace your beauty and your power as an artist. Do you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you don't let anybody knock you off that.
No.
You just move forward. Like, you just move forward. You don't.
I will. I'm now L. Rodriguez, the artist.
Thank you. Right.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sharon. I know. Thank you. Well, guess what? It's been 30 minutes.
Thank you, baby.
It's going to be so fast, right?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask you,
what?
In the event that maybe one day we'll get you as a guest again one day, because I know there's so much we can learn from you. This is just, we barely scratched the surface of Sharon Angela. Barely.
That's what it is.
Seriously. So for you guys, you just don't know how. From now on, go Google Sharon Angela. You're gonna be amazed at how good she is.
Google me. Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, and thanks for having me on the show. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Sharon. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yep. Come in with the work study.
I will bring that. Oh, yes. Before you go. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, it's okay. I'll just bring it on Tuesday. But anyway, guys, so this is me, Sharon Angela from...
Believe in the dream. Believe in the dream.
Yes.
Believe in the dream.
We will. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thanks, baby. Okay. See you. Thank you for having me on. It was an honor.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So we'll go on a short break, and then I will bring in my second guest, another amazing woman in Hollywood.
Stratus Building Solutions is second to none in the green and environmentally friendly commercial cleaning and janitorial service industry, and the pursuance of cleaning for health. We feature the latest technology in janitorial services. Our exclusive HEPA filtration vacuum removes 99.9% of all allergens. Our microfiber cloths and pads produce outstanding surface care results with reduction in waste. Chemical-free processes include the Stratus UV wand, effective when their traditional methods are impractical. Our Stratus Green Clean chemicals are Green Seal certified for their non-toxic, biodegradable, contain no VOCs, and proven effectiveness. See the Stratus difference in your facility. Stratus Building Solutions, industry leader in green commercial cleaning and janitorial services.
From the eye clinic that introduces unique, funky, and fashionable eyewear, 7 taon na ang nakakaraan, continues to deliver. Sunny Optical is the one. Patuloy at tuloy-tuloy ang alagang makabayan, serbisyong Canadian. If you're looking for the distinctive, innovative, and coveted frames and sunglasses, Sunny Optical now serves our patrons much better. At dahil may Pinoy optometrist and optician that can speak Tagalog, alam namin ang pangangailangan nyo. 2 locations, 1 vision. They accept direct billing with insurance companies. In Ontario, we are located at First Markham Place, 3255 Highway 7 East, Unit 166. In Thornhill, we are at 1 Promenade Circle, Y007 at TNT Supermarket entrance. Kita-kita na lang kabayan at Sunny Optical. Feel free to contact us, 905-7311-999.
Bidang-bida ka pag nanalo ka ng bagong bahay sa pina-level up na TFC Win From Home Season 2. Just watch, answer, and win. Manalo monthly or win the pina-level up na grand prize, a brand new house and lot. Just watch TFC shows and movies every day. Choose TFC sa online form and answer the question of the day. Join us at TFC Win From Home Season 2.
Are you looking for a place to live stream your next virtual event? MCBN Broadcast Center can help you explore the world of online events. We offer a mid-size green screen room to accommodate your next virtual events, equipped with state-of-the-art broadcast equipment and high-speed fiber internet. Experience a secure and uninterrupted live broadcast during the live stream. MCBN Broadcast Center also offers rental with our own broadcast facility for radio and TV, live streaming programs, and provides you with programming assistance. All these at a reasonable price. Located at 7894 Daffrin Street, Vaughan, Ontario, along Daffrin Street and 407. Give us a call at 905-781-6165 or email us at mcbngroup@gmail.com to book a tour.
Filipino music, Pinoy radio.
Hi, welcome back to Konting Kaalaman, Malaking Katulungan. Now I'd like to, before I bring in my second guest, let me give you a bit of an introduction. So, she is Miss Kimberly Harris. She is a director, writer, an award-winning director and writer, and the founder of First Hand Films. She has directed several plays in Chicago, New York, and LA. She wrote and directed the award-winning shorts Rosa's Turn, that was a Cannes, and Faith, winner of the Best Short at New York International Film Festival. Her feature film, I Heard Sarah, received the Robert Rodriguez Best Indie Amateur Filmmaker Award at Bare Bones International Music and Film Festival, and is on a festival tour. She is attached to direct 3 features, is in post for a short film fiscally sponsored by Film Independent, and is creating a series. A published and produced playwright, several plays of her plays have been produced in New York and in Chicago. Kimberly teaches at the Lee Strasberg Film and Theater Institute in West Hollywood, and is an acting coach to select private clients that are working in TV and film. Her blog at Stay Tuned LA is on Instagram. And she teaches acting workshops worldwide and does interviews about the craft of acting. Kimberly founded and ran Theater School in Bloomington, Illinois for 7 years, a method acting school for at-risk youth, which expanded to classes and professional opportunities for kids and adults of all ages, and monthly performances of plays, poetry, and live music. And Miss Kimberly Harris is one of my teachers at the Lee Strasberg Institute. So let's bring in Miss Harris, Kimberly.
Hi.
Hi.
So good to see you.
So good to see you too. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be a guest here in my show.
Oh, what a thrill. What a wonderful way to spend a Sunday afternoon, is talking about what we're so passionate about. Yeah.
I know, right? Yes. And you know what? When I saw your bio, I'm like, wow, I had no idea. The people that I meet at Lee Strasberg are so down to earth. Like with your credentials, right? Someone would be, no, sorry, I'm not going to go be a guest in your show. What show is that? You know what I'm saying, right? I'm thinking, someone would be like that, but you're so cool about it. The first time I asked, you said yes instantly. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And I know you have so much to share with the audience and myself. And like I told them, she's my teacher in script analysis. Yes. So can you just give us well, what I've read is what you gave me, but what can you share with us about you that's a little bit, not personal, but how you started in this industry?
Well, I started acting when I was 6 years old. And it's interesting, as I coach actors, I've been coaching actors for 20 years now. And as I coach actors, we are working through ourselves, right? We're working through our own instruments. So the more you know yourself, I think the better artist you are, because your job is to interpret humanity, or the different characters you play. You need to interpret them through your own humanity. And I was thinking about when I was 6 years old and I had an audition for Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And my dad took me downstairs in the basement, and I said, I don't know what to do, and so he started blowing winds of a tornado, and he was saying, okay, there's a tornado, and I just started reacting sensorially to this tornado, and then he said, grab your dog, and I grabbed my dog. But so my first lesson was to make it truthful. He wasn't saying, learn the lines, say them like this, smile here, walk here. What he was doing is he was putting me in the circumstances as a little kid, and I was just freely responding. And I got the part because, the thing is that for actors, now that I'm on the other side of the table and casting and directing, we want to believe you are the character living the character's life. And so, my first lesson in acting came in this really organic way where I learned to respond to the actual circumstances that the character was in, and to really be the character, it was me in those circumstances. And then it just carried on from there. I always identified as an actor, and then I got some opportunities to coach, and some opportunities to write, and some opportunities to direct, and really fell in love with that craft as well. So, but yeah, that's how I got started in the basement of my house in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah, you know what? I envy you because at the age of 6, your father was supporting your love for acting, right? I've never had that luck because I'm not supposed to be an actor. I'm supposed to be a lawyer and stuff like that. So when was that? 2019 was the only time I really said, I'm gonna do this, whatever, But that's why I envy you because it's so. And I've been telling this to my friends and my family, my children. It's so nice to talk to like-minded people, people who understand my passion for acting. Because for the longest time, my circle are lawyers, passionate about the law. Anyway, so it's not the same as my passion, right? So I'm just so happy now that I am here in LA, and I'm surrounded by people who have the same dreams as I do, which is why I invited you here, because I want you to inspire people too, for them to see that, if you have a dream and you're passionate about it, you got to go for it, because you really don't know what's going to happen. The only thing you'll regret if you don't follow it, right? If you don't try at least. So
yes, absolutely. And listen, your life experience as an attorney is so beautiful for this new path that you're on, because when you think about it, actors need to study the craft of acting, but we also need to study the world. We need to study, you usually aren't playing an actor. So,
Yes, exactly.
you're usually playing a lawyer or a teacher or a cop or a doctor, or, a parent, so these life experiences are gold for you.
True.
And I also think it's so important and so inspiring what you're doing, because the arts are as old as time. Like you say, it is our lifeblood, way back to when people were scrawling on cave walls. It is a necessity. It's essential in our world. And for you to listen to that little voice within that says, this is how I need to express myself now, it is a gift to the world. It certainly is a gift to the world not to squash that impulse. When we all learned that this last year and a half during the pandemic, everyone clung to stories, right? The binge watching films, reading books. We're clinging to stories that should tell us how primal the storytelling need really is in everybody. So you're doing something good for the world when you have that inside to express that. Absolutely. And women, the other thing is, this myth that most of the stories are written for adults, not children. So people should not limit themselves just because they've had a career before. Why not start, at any point in your life that it's your art form. You have a right to participate in it.
Exactly. Well, you said that you coach actors.
Yeah.
So, who are the famous actors that you're coaching?
Well, I can't tell you all of them because there's a something called an NDA, and this is why. The coaching process is so, what an NDA is because you're an attorney, right?
No, what's an NDA?
Oh, it's a
non-disclosure agreement.
And this is why some actors like to keep it private. It's a very intimate relationship because the coaching relationship isn't only about the craft. It's also about morale. It's also about, being able to show up for 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it becomes a very intimate relationship. So, I don't usually, some of my more famous clients have mentioned my name in articles and things like that. And you can go on my website and you'll see their quotes. Yeah, but I prefer not to let that be part of my resume. But whether someone is a very famous award-winning actor, which I've had the pleasure of working with those people, or an actor more at the beginning of their career, like it's really for me, it's about choosing to work with people that have a certain disposition around the craft, and you'll find that even if people are really, really famous, the really talented people have a beautiful humility and need to grow in their work, and that's usually when we attract.
Yeah. And you're a caster as well. You do so many things, Kimberly. I had no idea. You really do a lot. Now, what's your favorite of all the things that you do? What's your favorite?
Well, it's for me, it's directing. I'm really on I think I'll be directing for the rest of my life. The second I directed my first short, I've been directing nonstop ever since. Yeah, it's just been one opportunity after another. And sometimes you have to sort of listen to the universe around that. If you're just, when things are just coming to you, you want to listen. But the real point is that, acting, coaching and teaching, and writing, once I directed, I was able to use all of the skills in one place. So that really gives me the opportunity to do that. But for me, this relationship I have with teaching and coaching really feeds my directing. It's two
Mhm.
sides of the same coin. I mean, for me, my passion is the actor's instrument. I always
Mhm.
work with the actor's instrument. So the
Mhm.
more I teach and coach and I am able to serve in that way, it really feeds my directing. So it's
Mhm.
both of those things.
Okay. Now, you're teaching script analysis. You're my
Yeah.
teaching script analysis. And so, can you just explain to us how important script analysis is to an actor? Because some people wouldn't understand, right?
Yeah, I think it's essential. I mean, it's what actors need to understand. And I'm so grateful that Strasberg, you know, shares this philosophy with me is there are literary script analysis classes that talk more about the author's intention, and
Mm-hmm.
my classes at Strasberg are for the actor. So it's a little bit of a different slant that we're looking through. You know, what actors need to understand is that scripts are just black characters on a white page. They're you know, you want to understand the author's intention and get as close to that as possible, but they're counting on you. Your job, the hat you're wearing, is to bring those characters to life.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't come off the page until the actor brings it to life. So the more you all know how to read, but learning how to read is really what we're doing. We're learning how to read intelligently, learning how to break down a script intelligently, but for your purposes. And what
Mm-hmm.
that is how can you personalize what is going on in the world of the script? And we do that, you know, very, very specifically and more specifically as we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that in our class, right? You just really and you're right because I'm learning to understand the person, of the character. It's
Yeah.
and you can't just spit out the words. You really have to understand why it's being said, who's saying it, what kind of person is this person, how I guess it affects how you say things. Who you are affects how you say things, right? So I'm beginning to learn that because to be honest with you, before, like, script analysis, you'd think, oh, you just read the script, right? But it's more than that, and you're right, it's very essential. Otherwise, you're just reading something, right? It's just reading, and it's
Yeah.
not cool.
And
Yeah,
the
that's
thing
true.
is that words are an expression of an experience.
Mm-hmm.
So the actor's job is to create that experience. And the author may give you some backstory. Like right now, we're studying James L. Brooks' Broadcast News, which is this
Mm-hmm.
brilliant comedy, and you did wonderful work last week
Thank you.
with your character, making incredible progress. You know, you have to create the experience that the author doesn't give you so that the words come out of a full life.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just speaking out of the moment, but the words are coming from the character's childhood, the character's perception, the character's
Mm-hmm.
belief system, the
Yeah.
character's feeling about who they're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many factors that you have to consider and then personalize before you say those words. The words are last. The words are a result of an experience. Like right now, I don't know what I'm going to say next. The character doesn't know what what they're
Mm-hmm.
going to say next. Now, the trick is that the actor knows what they're going to say say next. So you have to create your experience so it feels like you're saying it out of a truthful experience for
Mm-hmm.
your character.
Yes, yeah. I know people sometimes it's hard to understand that aspect that you've explained where the character doesn't know what you're about to say, but you, as the actor, knows. So how do you separate that, right? It's hard. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy, and that's a real misconception about acting. I mean, I think that because there is a script, a lot of people have a misconception that if you just learn the words, then you're an actor. but
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't sit down as a pianist and presume you could play a symphony. You wouldn't, as a professional athlete, you wouldn't just jump on the football field.
Mm-hmm.
It's no less of an art form or a craft than anything else. And it really, the more preparation that you do, the more freedom you're going to have when you're actually in the scene.
Mm-hmm. Now, I understand you're not just teaching script analysis, right?
Right. Yeah. I teach many things. Strasbourg is I just love the community there.
Yeah.
It's such an honor to be there. And pretty much anytime they ask me to teach something, I find a way to do it. I teach, mainly right now I'm teaching script analysis, character development, and the animal technique, which I'm very passionate about. I think it's just a brilliant technique. And then I teach a theater production class, which is a class for the more advanced students theater production.
Okay.
It culminates into a performance of a play. Yeah.
Yes, one of your students is my classmate.
Yes.
Right, and he was talking about the play that you're working on.
Yeah. We're working on Seminar by Teresa Rebeck, which is just a fantastic play. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Well, so you said character development.
Yeah.
So can you explain that? Because you know what, honestly, I was thinking, I think that's one thing that I find hard, putting together a character.
Mm-hmm.
When in acting class, I mean, acting for TV and film, when Sharon said to us, "Okay, I want to see a character," I'm like, "Huh? How do I do that?" Like, I got scared. So, can you just explain briefly what character development is and how do you do it?
Yeah, I think that if you have the opportunity to take the character development class, it's something that can be life changing for an actor, because if you look at, for example, if you look at An Actor Prepares by Konstantin Stanislavski, he's giving you lots and lots of exercises that help you develop a character, but you're filling in the blanks. So when you meet your character in the script you're working on, they've had a life leading up to the life moments that are portrayed in the script. And in character development, you're developing the inner life of your character. You're finding out what that is and why. And that's going to affect their behavior. That's going to affect their belief system. That's going to affect their attitude, your walk, your talk.
Yeah.
But all of those choices should be organic, and they should come through an organic process. And that's what we do in character development. You start at the beginning, and then by the time you're at the script, your character's living.
Yeah, because there's one show that I really love. I think it's a Canadian show. It was the actress is Tatiana Maslany. It's Orphan Black. Have you seen it?
Well, it's really interesting you should bring that up. I'm taking a break from editing a film right now to talk to you. And in this film that I just wrote and directed, the one actress is playing 5 characters.
Right.
So character development was essential for her, because she had to understand the different behavior of each character, the different psychology of each character, just like in Orphan Black.
Yes.
And be able to switch very quickly. And that's where the sensory work really comes into play, because you work on certain things that position your inner life, that position your attitudes, that position your walk, your talk, your behavior, and you can locate them sensorially. So when you have to switch to another character, you locate the new sensory that you've worked on for that character. And that's where the technique, this is a very advanced example you're bringing up, but that's where the technique really, really comes into play.
Yeah,
and there
'cause
are many
that's
layers. There are many layers to each character that you're working on in your preparation before you get to that stage where you can just live in the moment.
yeah, and that's my dream role. I want to be able to do that because for me it's the most challenging. How do I like? I'm just amazed when I was watching Orphan Black. There's four of them, all different people, but same person. Four different characters, but the same person. But you don't see this character as being that the same. Like they're all so different. And I'm thinking, how does she do that? It's not easy, right? I mean, I'm trying to make a character in one of my classes. I end up becoming me.
Well, it's good for you to think of yourself, Al, as you in those circumstances. You know what Stanislavski says is it's you as if you were in those circumstances. So, with my dad down in the basement when I'm working on Dorothy, it's me as if I'm in a tornado. It's me as if I've lost my dog and then found my dog. So you do want to start with yourself, definitely. And then that's where your relationship with the script comes into play, because what's happening in the script, what clues can you get from the script that help you signal, okay, it's me as if I felt like this. It's me as if I were experiencing this, but it is you. It has to be you. It has to be you as if you were in those circumstances. It's the character. You are the character. So the character isn't outside of you. That's very important to understand that. It's you, but it's you morphed by what you create.
Yeah, see, honestly, there's a lot of people who think acting is so easy because they watch and they think it's easy, right? Because my mom, hi mom, when I'm so passionate about acting, and I've never been so happy doing something in my life, right? And every time I do something in class, I would, tell my daughter, my mom. So one time I was telling her something, she goes to me, "Oh, I can do that." I'm like, I don't think so. It's not that easy. Oh, it's so easy. She thinks it's easy. It's not like when you watch a movie like Orphan Black, it looks easy because you're just watching it, right? But if you know the process of how these people do it, it's just mind-boggling how they can really just change characters from one to the next. So no, it's not easy. So guys, what I'm doing is not easy. It's just like,
no, what you're doing is very challenging. You want it to be at the end when you get to express yourself. You want to have developed to answer enough questions that you really have an urgency so that you're free and you're sort of in a flow state. That's the ultimate, but for example, I think people might think it's easy because maybe when they're alone in their room, they're able to just imagine characters and act them out. But one aspect of acting is being private in public.
True.
So, you're very changed when someone is watching you. You're very changed when there's 5 cameras in your face. When there's 300 people watching you. And, first and foremost, the technique has to come in there so that you can really believe you're in the circumstances for those.
Yeah, that's true. We had our midterms, right? And I was so nervous. And then when I was doing my piece, my monologue, I heard noise. Someone had their mic on, and I just went on. But inside, I'm like, where is that coming from? Like inside, I'm like, why now, right? But I still went on, pretend it didn't bother me, but it kind of did because all of a sudden there's some noise coming from wherever, right? So, and then it went on for a while.
Well, that's an excellent remark, because the real important part of script analysis and character development is, what are you concentrating on that grabs your attention so urgently that it is taking more of your focus and energy than your self-consciousness. You're so focused on what you're doing in the scene, what you're trying to do, how you're trying to affect the other person, what you're trying to do. You are responsible for creating that so that when that noise comes, it doesn't bother you, or it becomes part of what you're already doing. It becomes part of the experience. That annoyance just adds to whatever you're already doing. So that's why these classes are so important. And they're so important for even working actors. I mean, like we talked about earlier, I have actors that they'll never have to worry about working again. They continue to do this because it is about continuing to train those muscles of concentration and continuing to grow in your ability to ask the right questions. Yeah.
So, as an acting coach, what would be your advice to those people like me who are just starting? Because, like, there's a lot of us who want to make it as actors. And I say, I'm in LA, of course, you want to make it here. But, you know, I really don't care where I act. I can go to the Philippines, wherever there's work, I'd want to do it, right? But it's not easy, right? So, what do you think we should do as newbies in order for us to at least get that first step and get us working, and then go from there? Because I guess that's the first hurdle that we really have to overcome, is to get at least that one tiny, maybe, foot in the door. Because it's hard, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that, you know, that's a multi-layered question, and it's a wonderful one. You know, first of all, you're enough. And I think it's very important to understand that when you get cast in something, it's because they believe you in those circumstances. So you never want to compare yourself to anyone else's interpretation of the character. You never want to try to be someone other than yourself. What you're doing is mining your incredible life. You're mining your incredible life, and you're finding out how whatever's happening in this story moves you through your experience. First and foremost, how is it personally interesting to you? You be yourself, it's you, and then you develop from there. So trusting that you have everything you need to interpret the character is, you know, through your emotional life first and foremost. Then you might need to do, if you're playing a cop and you've never, you know, been a cop, you go study that work, and maybe you follow cops around and you do that research to bring it into your experience. But you're enough. And then the second thing I say is to be really watching movies and television shows and plays and finding what characters you think you'd like to be, what characters you'd like to play. When you watch something, say, that's what I want to be doing. That's what I want to be doing. And then really studying, you know, those stories and create work, you know, create a play and act in it, create a short film and act in it, create a series and act in it, audition for student films. You know, those directors are the directors of the future. You know, they're brilliant, you know, student directors that are, and also read as many plays and scripts as you can, and read them and keep asking what's interesting to you, how you relate to what's going on in the story. And, you know, finally, really approaching everything with love. You know, love is a huge energy. It's a huge creative energy. This is not a craft that can be approached from an ego place. You know, everyone has an ego. It's healthy to have an ego. Every character has an ego, but you have to really approach the process with love and realize that, again, a professional musician is practicing 10 hours a day. A professional athlete is practicing 10 hours a day. They have coaches. They're taking, classes. The actor has to be in practice all the time as well.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of character, when I went to the Philippines in 2019, I landed a role in a TV series that's still ongoing now as a lawyer.
Great. You know why?
Yeah.
Because they believed you. You were bringing this world of experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you play the role, they believe you're a lawyer. Why? Because you brought yourself to that role.
And it was so comfortable because I knew what I was doing as a lawyer, right? So I'm like, oh, I do this, right? Yeah. So it's funny that, and when you said about the director, I had short film in Canada, in Toronto, my very first in 2018. And then that director called me again, same student. She's already in 4th year and she's doing another short film and she wanted me to audition and I got it again. So right? And I told her, like, thank you so much. And clearly, you're right, if they like your work, they'll remember you, right?
Yes. And well, first of all, it sounds like you're doing it. You're walking the talk. You're putting yourself out there. You're trying for things and it's working. So that's brilliant. You just want to be playing. You just want to be playing the parts. And and that's fantastic. And another thing you just said that's really important for actors to, people hear about rejection, but the more I'm in this, the more I realize everything's a process. You could audition for something, give a brilliant audition, someone else could get the part, but then 2 years later they call you because they remember that brilliant audition. So you always are doing your best, and somehow it's going to come back to you somehow. So it's not always just about that job. So you should approach every audition. Al Pacino told me this once. He said, when you audition, or he said when he auditioned, what he was doing was he was just playing the role as if he already had it. He wasn't thinking, I need to impress this person. I need to impress this person. He was just looking at, he loves acting. So he was giving himself an opportunity to act with every audition. And I think that's wonderful advice for actors.
Yeah, I think so too. I've auditioned so many times, been rejected so many times, but never stopped me, right? I just keep on going, and you're right. You create, to the audience out there who wants to become actors, she's right. You create your own play, your short film. In fact, my friends out there watching, you got to invest. Okay. I'm going to be the actor and I'm going to get as my investors in my film. So you got to find ways to show your artistry, your craft, right?
Yes, and empower yourself, because we're in this incredible time where you can make a really good looking film on an iPhone.
Yeah, true.
The money that saves, you can, you really can create your own work, and it really can be of good quality.
Yeah, I actually spoke to a director in the Philippines. And I told him, I'm going to find investors and let's do a short film. But of course, I'm going to be the star of the show. And he was laughing. He's like, why would you do that? Because if nobody wants to give me a break, I'll give myself a break. Right? Because it's hard. Like, there's so many people who want to do this. And, sometimes you're not the right fit for the role. Doesn't mean you're not a good actor. Right? I understand that. And some people don't. They think that, oh my God, I'm so bad. It's just not right for you. So for me, that's why whenever I get rejected, I just, move on to the next, right? Until you find the right one. And I truly believe, and I'm on the air now, and this is going to be recorded. I truly believe that one day you're going to see me on Netflix, guys. As an actor, not as a lawyer, but as an actor. Maybe acting as a lawyer, but still. But I believe that, and I said to them, sometimes what you believe in, you manifest, right?
Sure. Absolutely. Yes. And work begets work.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if while you're auditioning, while you're waiting for someone else to give you an opportunity, creating your own opportunities in the meantime gives you more to show other people that want to see your work. It gives you more practice, and you keep honing your craft, you know. You can do that. You absolutely can. And I think that that's a very important part of the time we're in right now, is that everyone can find a way to create their own work and empower themselves to have those opportunities. You know, the opportunities aren't from, you know, some far away place that someone's going to reach out and give you something. Do it for yourself, create for yourself. There's even very famous actresses, you know, you look at Viola Davis and Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, they all created their own, Jessica Chastain, they all created their own production company so that they could create the stories that they want to see themselves in, that they want to, you know, they want to tell. And, you know, they didn't even do that just because they weren't getting other opportunities. They did it because the opportunities they were getting were not fulfilling enough for them. So really think about that. Really think about how your singular experience, your culture, your life can make its way into a really fascinating story, and that the world wants to be edified. The world wants to experience that.
Yeah. Did you do script writing too?
I'm a writer. Yeah. All 4 of my films I've written and directed.
Because I did script writing workshop. I was able to produce 1 script.
Good.
So far, 1. It's not easy. Again, I thought it's just, you know, it was hard because there's structure to it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So
I'm starting on a feature film now that I wrote, that I've been writing for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is it's a very laborious craft. It takes a lot of work to write a good script. Absolutely.
And hey, Kimberly, if you need any help, I'm here. I'm willing to help.
Great. I always need help.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll be there. I want to learn everything, not just acting. I want to learn everything about this because I really love this industry. You know, I've never been so happy in my life, and my friends see that they said, you're so happy now. I'm like, yeah, because I'm doing what I love to do, right? I'm finally going to school and really wanting to go to school, as opposed to when I was younger. Who wants to go to school, right? I didn't want to go to school back then, but now I want to learn, you know, because I really love what I'm doing. So, and you're, honestly, all my classmates agree with me too. You're such a good teacher. You're always pleasant. You have that ready smile on your face, right? And, you know, you're very encouraging to all of us. That's why we really love attending your classes. So when I go back, probably in the winter, I'm going to do that. Character development is really what I like.
Good. Yes. Please come in. It'd be great for you. And thank you for saying that. You know, it's such a pleasure to work with people like yourself who have such a passion for what you're doing. And that's where you really have to, because sometimes people think they want to be an actor, but they really don't want to be an actor. And, you know, and when you have this infectious love and you just want to keep showing up and keep learning and keep growing for the rest of your life, you know that you're in the right place.
Yes. Yeah, I know I'm in the right place. Ever since I was in high school, I wanted it, but, you know, but now I'm doing it. No,
yes, congratulations. You're doing, and thank you for sharing. You know, look at all you're doing. You did a TV show. You're gonna do a short film. You're hosting this podcast to talk about it. You're sharing your creativity with the world, and that's such a gift. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful to do that.
Because I know there's a lot of people out there who are like me, who want to do this but are scared, and not all of them are like me, who doesn't care what other people say, because I don't. Like, I know what I want and I'm going to do it. But there are people, especially the younger ones, who are scared. The moment they hear something negative, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do it, right? So, that's why the title of this episode is actually The Hollywood Dream. So, you can dream, but you don't just dream. You got to do something about it, right? You don't just sit there and dream. You got to take action. And that's what this episode is for. And for my next episode, I'm actually inviting my classmates who are coming from Brazil, from Chile, from Mumbai, from Emirates. Like, I want to put them together to show the world that these are people who are like-minded, who have a dream. They came from different countries and came here because they want to pursue it. So if we can do it, so can you, right? So that's why I invited you. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for agreeing to be my guest, and we learned so much from you.
I'm so glad. And thank you for for doing this and for thinking of me. And it's a pleasure to talk to you. Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. But anyway, so I will see you on Friday.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. 9 a.m. sharp.
Yes, and we're supposed to memorize it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Memory work, guys.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much, Kimberly, for being my show. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Yeah. So there you go, my two guests, amazing, wonderful women in Hollywood. They're very humble, as you can see, but then you can also see that they've accomplished a lot as artists here in Hollywood. So I thank you both, Ms. Sharon Angela and Ms. Kimberly Harris, for gracing my show today. Now, for my next episode, it's going to be the part 2 of this series of episodes that I have, which is called The Hollywood Dream. I will be inviting some of the people that I know from the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute who are from different countries. They came here to study the art of acting. And I'd like them to share their experiences with you so that it'll encourage you to follow your dream. Okay, now, having said that, I just want to say quickly, thank you to everyone for bearing with me and for watching my show. And of course, happy birthday to Leah Mizera, Kirill, and Catalina. Happy birthday. And of course, hello to my classmates, Gabby, John V, Lowell, Eugene, Taylor, Javiera, who is this? Monique, Daisy, Grant, Asher, Brandon, Han, Marin, Sitlalik, Ahmed, and everyone else I forgot. Sorry, but hello to you guys. These are my new friends here in LA. We are like-minded people who are passionate about acting. But anyway, so hopefully you will tune in for the next episode so that you'll see that whenever you have a dream, all you need to do is follow it. You gotta try. You cannot just set it aside. You need to follow your dream. And you know what? It will go somewhere one day. As long as you have the passion and the will to do it, you can do it. Okay? So, again, this is Attorney Maria Eleanor Rodriguez, ang inyong kaibigan, biglang nagtagalog eh. Your friend, your source of information and legal counsel who has the Filipino community's best interest at heart, here in Konting Kaalaman, Malaking Katulungan. Till next episode, see you!
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Action Honda, where car ownership is made easy. Located at 4334 Kingston Road, Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Come to Action Honda. Whether bibili ka o hindi, it's always a pleasure. Ito sa kababayan. Mabuhay!
Great car deals in action. Your Filipino friends ready at your service. Test drive at Action Honda today.
Bidang-bida ka pag nanalo ka ng bagong bahay sa pina-level up na TFC Win From Home Season 2. Just watch, answer, and win. Manalo monthly or win the pina-level up na grand prize, a brand new house and lot. Just watch TFC shows and movies every day. Choose TFC sa online form and answer the question of the day. Join us at TFC Win From Home Season 2.